Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to episode 12 of the Win with Music podcast. Today we're looking at the interesting question of what should I be thinking about when I'm playing, when I'm taking a solo. Let's have a look at my brother Mike Hayes taking a fantastic hot lead guitar solo on an original song called Fat Cat. What do you remember about recording that Fat Cat solo?
Well, it's a pretty cool song. I remember the background's sort of a hard industrial type of sound, and I really thought about it as like a police car chase, right? Like I'm just imagining like this down all these streets with rain and all sorts of stuff pouring down there, and that was what I was trying to get. It's really like a picture. I'm not thinking about playing scales or anything like that. I just want to try and get that urgency. There's just one chord in the whole background. It's just E7.
Yeah.
So.
One of the true rising stars in the jazz trumpet world, the New York jazz scene, is Kellen Hannes. At the time this was recorded, Kellen was just 24 years old. But she's seen on stage at one of the world's most famous jazz clubs, Birdland in New York City, playing with Arturo Sandoval, an absolute legend of the jazz trumpet, standing just a metre away, really enjoying her improvisation. Let's have a listen to Kellen playing the blues at Birdland in New York City. Tell us about what you're thinking of when you're flying away there in the midst of a solo.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting for me to be thinking about these older performances. I mean, so that video was taken about 4 years ago. That was in 2021. So I was a sophomore in college. And so like my approach to soloing back then was so different to what it is now. That was kind of a time in my playing where, you know, there's like the way that I've developed an improvisation is I've gone from being in a position where I'm completely unable to improvise and I'm pretty much just being a parrot, you know?
Yes.
To now I feel like every time I take a solo, it's like second nature and I don't even have to think about it. And that last video that we saw of the blues was kind of in like a middle ground area where I was still really in the midst of like developing the basics. And so that solo, I'm trying to remember back, but it was definitely, I was probably just thinking of lines that I knew that I had learned from transcriptions or that I had played and figured out on my own. And I just, the way that I used to play was very, this goes here and this goes here and this goes here, instead of, I wasn't really able to have it be like stream of consciousness yet, you know. Now when I take a solo, It's so incredible, and it's not to say that there's not things to work on now. I have so many things that I want to get better at in improvisation, but it's so amazing now. I think this is it's almost been like a decade now that I've been like an improviser, and throughout the past decade, now I'm to a point where I can show up to a gig and just go, I can trust my body and my ear. That's a lot. A lot of what I when I'm soloing, I'm really just hearing it in real time, and what my ear is predicting will inform what my fingers do and where I go on the horn.
We've heard today from two wonderful musicians at opposite ends of their career. It's clear that the goal is not to be thinking in musical terms, not in technical terms, but to allow the music to just pour through you, out of you, into your instrument. I'd like to finish today featuring my baritone saxophone playing in a lead role. The baritone sax is often relegated to the sax section and is very rarely heard playing the melody. Here's an original song of mine called Jealousy at the Jazz Club, featuring the baritone sax. Remember always, bring music into your life and you'll win with music every day.